All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And Gary's having technical issues
Yes.
working a mouse. And...
I'm channeling my mom.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, our mom is not exactly tech savvy.
Well, she's going to be 90 this year. A lot of this...
She hasn't been tech savvy since like our entire lifetime. She can work like a record player, but she doesn't know how to turn on the stereo.
She knows how to work an AM radio. That's the limit of
Yeah, that's true.
That's her tech.
She can operate a car and a transistor AM radio, and it took a while for her to figure out how to work the microwave.
Yeah, it was a big transition from tubes to transistors for her.
But yeah, VCRs, no.
Nope.
She could do a TV set.
Our VCRs are like everyone else's. 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, but recording something.
But here we are. And now I've overcome, and I'm moving forward. I'm like the chariot, slowly moving forward and just sort of embracing technology.
It sounds like you have a mandate to embrace your technology.
Yes, I do.
You don't have a mandate.
Yes, a woman date. Some
type of date.
So, there's been a lot of fire and wand energy in the comments section about the censure of Al Green and the 10 Democrats that supported the censuring of Representative Al Green of Texas.
Yes.
And I was kind of curious. People were asking me, well, why did they do that? And how dare they do that?
We should
vote him out. That's the voice I'm citing.
All the voicemails get
the screechy voices. And so I did a little research, and only 2 of the 10 have responded. And the response was kind of the same, which was basically... kind of what you would expect. Some of it is a little bit of, there are decorum rules and we want to respect the decorum rules. I'm going to let him, he's going to tee off in a second. He's like Jack Nicklaus with a big old driver in his hand right now.
I mean, okay. Carry on.
The other was, we don't want to take the focus off of Trump and the Republicans and what they're doing. And, Representative Green's outbursts were distracting and taking away from the messaging that Trump was doing that we want you to pay attention to, because when this shit goes sideways, we want you to remember that they're the ones, this was what they wanted to do, and this is their fault, basically. Go ahead.
Okay, so when it comes to decorum at its kind of base level, there's like an understanding. Decorum goes both ways. So if you have a president addressing Congress and he's turning it into a rally and he's trashing half of the members of Congress because they're socialist, liberal, communist, dog-eating, child-raping, anti-God, woke fascists, decorum's already been thrown out the window at that point. So you got to give decorum if you want to get decorum. Or you start with decorum, but if somebody tumbles down the stairs to non-decorum, you're not obligated to maintain decorum either. When Trump says he has a mandate, and that's clearly not the case, Al Green stood up and spoke his mind on that. Did he go too long? He didn't think so. I think he understood he would get censored for it. He was okay with the consequences of it. Because it wasn't like any Republicans voted to not censure him. When I looked up the final totals, 214 Republicans voted, and they all voted to censure him.
Yeah.
What's of interest is the 10 Democrats who also voted to censure. Now, again, I've discussed decorum, and yes, normally I would agree. We don't like the outbursts. We didn't like it when Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene were heckling Joe Biden. But please note how the Republicans did absolutely nothing about it.
Yeah, it's okay. The outbursts are okay as long as they're coming from our team.
Yes, your team's not okay. And it's not the majority. It's not like, well, we're the majority, so we're allowed to heckle, and the minority's not allowed to heckle. It's decorum. So decorum had already been thrown out the window previously.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, when they had the vote to censure, when they, no one was censuring those two. And so it's kind of the pot calling the kettle black. It's almost like Mitch McConnell. we can't
Elections have
we can't
consequences.
replace the Supreme Court justice because this is an election year. The election, the
Yeah,
electorate.
but I never said it wasn't the election party that was the majority, so we could do it in 6 weeks. So they become me better.
Fair. Exactly.
But the other part is, well, we don't want to distract from Trump's message, but you voting to censure him is distracting from Trump's message because guess what? We're doing a freaking video on you idiots that you could have just voted present. You could have voted not to censure him, and it would be over with. Nobody would be talking about it, but 10 people needed to be talked about. Now, are they in purple districts? Do they need to? Are they in districts where they normally wouldn't have won? And there's a lot of, good firefighters and police officers that want the law followed or something. Maybe. But in these times, kind of having some ideologies is kind of a strength, not a weakness. You can't have compromise and bipartisanship when your democracy is on the line. Good Lord, heaven forbid, a black woman on the bus in the 60s, you wouldn't sit in the back of the bus and everybody's like, oh, well, if they just ignored her, guess what? Nobody would know.
No.
But they made us think about it, so everybody knows.
Well, so maybe this is our Rosa Parks moment here.
Exactly. Right. So,
why don't you go ahead?
yeah, let's look at I want to look at the energy.
I'm waiting for a whole bunch of wands cards.
I want to look at the energy around. Do you want to do it just on? I want to do it on Green's outburst in general. Just how does that impact the collective, as it were? Okay. Trump says he has a mandate. Green says, "Oh no, you don't," and I will not shut up.
For entertainment purposes only.
Yes, clearly. Yeah, with just a couple of white dudes talking about a black congressman.
That's right.
Jeez.
We're just
using our privilege.
Our white privilege is being exercised here right now.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll carry
for those
on
of you
this
still watching, thank you for sticking around.
Okay, so foundational reading is the Eight of Cups. I think he was just fed up and had enough. I mean, with that whole decorum conversation, like he's walking away from the bipartisan, the friendship stuff like that. You've got to make a scene to call attention to it, get people's emotions riled up, and he was willing to take the sacrifice. He knew the consequences of what was going to happen. He knew he would get censored. He knew he would get humiliated for it, and you naughty boy, you. But he didn't care.
Know your place.
Yeah, he didn't care. And now I'm asking how it affects the collective. It's basically, I'm not saying abandon the folks on the right, but abandon this notion that somehow there's a middle ground. There is no middle ground with extremists because they're so far to the extreme that trying to find some middle ground pushes you just way to the right. Not in the center. It doesn't take you to the center. It takes you far to the right.
Yeah, I just want to sort of jump in real quick. I think I didn't watch Trump's State of the Trump address, but what was really going up my nose when I was looking at the replays was the enthusiastic response that the Republicans were giving him.
Ah, yes.
Oh my God!
You have to cheer. Well, what do they call it? The Kim Jong-un effect or something like that. It is basic, or the Saddam Hussein effect. It's Saddam Hussein would watch the video and he'd watch people applauding, and the first person to stop applauding, that person was executed.
God, it was sickening to watch. It was just like, it was so over the top. It was comical, So it's kind of laughable and very sickening at the same time. It's like, are they really that clueless? But then you stop and think, it's just like, this is all theater.
He's going to send a mean tweet about me if I don't
They're going to execute me with a howitzer. It was definitely performative for the MAGA base.
Yeah, just a touch here. All right. Foundation of the reading is the Justice card. Here we go.
No, the foundation of the reading is
I'm sorry. In the past, you've got Rosa Parks. You've got Martin Luther King. You've got Malcolm X. When there is oppression, you speak out. When there are lies, you speak out. So I think he's like, again, he knew what he was doing. He knew the consequences of it, but this is bigger than, he'll take the humiliation because it's worth it. Current situation, the star card. How many people know Al Green's name now and he's a hero on the left? Yeah. We're looking, and that's the thing, I think I asked Lena about that. We're looking for our leaders and we're not seeing them. Al Green may be 77, but at least he's leading. He's not following. Overarching energy is the full card. It's that new energy of you've got to have young leaders step up. When you're an older person, you run out of to give. And he's 77 years old, and I'm sure his cup of FUCKS's has run empty a long time ago, and he ain't putting up with it. And I'd imagine that there's a number of people in the comments who also have no Fs left. And it's kind of one of the benefits of as you get older. It's like, you know what? I'm going to sell you my opinion, and I don't care what you think because I've been around for 60, 70, 80 years, 90 years. I'm going to tell you what I think because screw you if you don't like it.
For someone who monitors the comments page, I have to agree. Our audience has gotten to the point where they don't have any Fs left to give.
Right. Lesson to be learned, or lesson to be learned. This is two coins. High road versus the low road. Is it worth the cost? He basically sat down there and said, if I do this, I will get censured. I know I'll get censured. Is it worth it? And he decided it was worth it. He rocked the boat. And if there's one thing conservatives do not like, it's other people rocking their boat. Outcome is the Four of Cups, which leads us to the situation we are now. That some people don't like what he did. And it's like, you shouldn't have done that. You're a very naughty person. But most of them are appreciative of it. So you've got to send a message. And in some ways, with the 10 Democrats that voted against him, I don't want to say dinos, are you Democrats in name only? But are you really a Democrat? Or do you really understand what's going on in this situation?
Yeah.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but guess what? We know who those 10 people are now.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So
history will remember them one way or another.
And that's kind of the reading I'm going for is what will the fallout be for the 10 Dems that voted to censure Al Green? Will they regret that, or will bygones be bygones when it comes time to...
Will they suddenly get subscriptions to Rotten Rubber magazine, or or will they suddenly get a lot of Publisher Clearinghouse sweepstakes things in the mail?
Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so what's going to be the long-term impact to these 10? Long-term be probably the next year.
Next election cycle.
Okay, foundation is the Seven of Pentacles, reaping what you sow. Challenge is the Knight of Swords. There's a lot of people out there right now that want to take them to task right now. Yeah. And so, but you know what? You have to be patient and be observant. Observe their behavior going forward. Are they true to their word? Are they true to the party? Or were they just doing a little grandstanding here? I know we want action to happen now, but we have to be patient and wait. Underneath it, we need to be a big, happy family. If we're not united, it's going to be very tough to get Musk or to get Trump, President Musk.
Yeah,
President Musk. President Musk. President Trump.
What a slip of the tongue there.
Oopsies, Freudian slip. And it's going to be tough to get those barnacles known as MAGA off the ship if we're not unified.
MAGA's not getting off the ship.
Yeah. You got to scrape them off. In the past... judgment card. Okay, people are definitely passing judgment on their behavior. No question there. Yep. Current energy is the 10 of Wands. They're going to have to carry that burden. Those 10 are going to have to carry the burden forward through from now until they can prove themselves.
This might be folks racing into primary them.
That could be too.
Yeah, I will be very curious to see how the DNC reacts to that.
the overarching energy is this Six of Swords.
There we go.
Oops.
Yeah, somebody might be sent packing.
Yeah, there is very likely going to be some consequence from that.
If and again, the election's not. We just got done with an election, but expect the primary. It's going to start in earnest in about 10 months. People will start going in there, and the primaries are, going to have primary elections in the spring of next year. So about a year from now, this will be one of the things. If somebody's going to try and primary one of these 10, they're going to talk about this. Yeah. Let's see if it's got any legs.
Yeah. So, and some of these folks are in purple districts. So, they need to be very careful on how they toe the line, if you will.
Oh, by the way, not to patronize anybody, but got having some legs, if in case you don't know what that means, it just simply means, will people remember this a year from now, yeah. And will it be as passionate a argument a year from now as it is at this very moment?
Right.
Carry on.
The lesson to be learned is the Four of Pentacles. Some of their reasoning was, they're basically conserving their political capital for some future use of it. This could also be people harboring their resentments towards what they did. There's something very interesting going on outside.
They can't see. They can't even see me looking and laughing.
That's right. The umbrella's attacking.
Laura and Michelle are trying to raise an umbrella and they're failing miserably.
So then the outcome is that Two of Pentacles. It's basically supposed to be achieving a balance. Taking the high road versus low road was Dave's reading on Al Green. It's probably applicable in this case as well. There are going to be some that are going to really have to balance, because of the district they're representing. They have to show a balance, but it's also to the voters that we're still part of the team, but we have to do a balancing act here. It could also be the voters weighing their decision whether we want to keep you in office or not.
And that's where I was going to touch on that one is that, one decision that you disagree with doesn't mean you necessarily throw this guy or woman out in the street. They could do, for the rest of the year, they could be doing amazing stuff. And they could have somebody who's primarying them solely on this thing, but then they bring nothing to the table. So it's not an automatic vote for the other person that primaries them. You have to look at both people and decide which one's better for your district in the end of the day, even if you don't agree with everything they say, because guess what? You're never going to agree with everything that everybody says.
Yeah, and this also goes back to Dave's earlier comment about, will this have legs? Is this going to be the big hot topic, 10 months from...
Like the T-shirt company?
Yes,
in the
exactly.
I like hot topic.
10, 12 months from now, is this still going to be a hot topic, or is there going to be so much other nonsense that we've had to address that this becomes sort of like, Gavin Newsom going out to the French Laundry during COVID and not wearing a mask? Or
Nancy Pelosi having her hair done.
Yeah,
it seems like not a big thing now, right?
Yeah, it was such a big thing at the time. Oh my God.
Well, it's kind of you do what I say, but don't do as I do type of thing.
Yeah.
Just like Chris Christie going out to the beach during COVID and nobody else is allowed to go out because he was the governor. Exactly. But again, it's also a reminder that just because they're political leaders in your party, it's the appearance of what you do. Mm-hmm. It matters. It matters a lot. And it can also just be that for now, they voted their conscience, their morals, their ethics. But as the year goes on, maybe they decide, you know what? Screw that. Screw that. I'm not going to... I took my stand and it didn't change anything on the other side, so I'm not going to take that stand anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They finally got to the point where it's like, F this. they still had some F's to give at that vote, but now they no longer have any more.
I thought I was doing the right thing on that one. I still think I did the right thing, but you know what? The other side ain't playing nice, so forget it. I'm not playing nice either. They don't get the benefit of the doubt anymore.
Right.
Okay.
I think that's what we got. I
think we ranted enough. Thank you everyone for watching this video and supporting our channel.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it.
If you like these, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. Put out a new video every day at midnight Pacific time. And I expect to see you in the comments on this because there was a lot of fire and brimstone.
Yeah, let's talk about how old were you when you ran out of F's to give?
That's a great.
I think that would be the best thread. If you're still here at this point,
yeah,
let us know how old you were when you ran out of, or you don't have to tell us how old you were. How many years ago was it when you ran out of F's to give? And if there was a moment that caused it, that like this was the defining moment that caused me to run out of F's to give.
Do you have any F's to give still?
I do, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. We'll have to bring Shelly in as a guest star.
There's a lot of F's that I want to give. All right, is there anybody?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. There's one thing. It's a special announcement. This Twin Channel is going to do. Twin Tarot Channel does something that no other Twin Tarot Channel does.
We mess up and we don't edit it out.
Right.
That's one of the things we don't
exactly.
do.
There's no editing. This is as low energy as possible.
We are lazy and when I was channeling my mom's computer skills and technical skills, editing is right up there with high in the list of things I can't do.
I suppose it could learn, but why?
Yeah,
just upload it. Hit stop, upload.
This ain't Midas touch here. Come on. All right, so I do want to give a couple of shout-outs. The first is to Crystal Weatherby.
Crystal Weatherby.
I hope you're doing well. She left a comment that kind of touched me about, kind of the situation she's in. So I hope you're doing well, and I hope everything as far as your health and your health benefits are doing okay for you.
I could picture like one of those little crystals you hang in the window with the sunlight goes through and puts a rainbow out and puts the little wings on it.
Wasn't Mr. Weatherby, was he the principal in Archie?
Archie, yes.
Yeah, oh, so maybe she's related to the principal in Archie. You want to give her a card?
This one keeps wanting to fall in place. There you go.
Oh, Page of Pentacles. Yes. It's
messaging about your values.
That's right. And I would like to give a shout out to Teresa Spriggs, who made a very kind contribution to us.
And there it is. This is the two of us receiving her very kind contribution.
Yes, it was. I think she doubled the amount of money we made on that video with her kind contribution.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know what video is going to hit, and sometimes you know which one's going to miss.
That one didn't land. It did not stick the landing. And if it did stick the landing, the Russian judge gave it a 4.0 and really tanked our score.
That's why you can't trust the Russian judge.
All right, that's what I got for this one, and we'll give a little secret card. For
that's the thing we do that nobody else does.
We do that.
Yes.
Nobody else does.
And wear cat t-shirts.
Remember, you heard it here first. Okay, secret card today. Ooh, very appropriate, wouldn't you say?
Wow.
That's right.
I'm surprised you shared the secret card.
Seven of Pentacles.
We could have kept that secret card to ourselves.
I know. This would have been a great secret card. We could have probably buried it in the yard and just laughed up our sleeves the entire time.
Exactly.
Seven of Pentacles. This is kind of, looking at the long term.
And you add the water to it and watch the Seven of Pentacles grow.
It grows. Yeah, that's right. Looking at the long term view. Reaping what you sow. So it's also looking at the the bush shrub of F's and how many you have left to give. And some of us don't have any pentacles left on that shrub. So leave us a comment at that comment section.
Remember, you don't have to harvest that tree to have more F's to give. You can just say screw it.
I refuse to pick that fruit. That could be your first F to give.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. I'm not doing this anymore. Screw that.
Done.
All right, everyone. Take care. We'll catch you on the next video.
Bye.
Not gonna hit the stop button, huh?
What stop button? I'm technically challenged, remember? We should call Mom and ask her where the stop button
Exactly.
is.
Mom, how do you stop a video?
We should call and ask her. She was texting during the...
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, she was asking if...
I'm going to give one more secret card. Ooh, we're being all judgy here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be judgy.
Yeah, don't be judgy, especially when your mom's about to turn 90.
Exactly.
Take care, folks. Bye.